Hello and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle, Wednesday, September 15th. Yeah, it's the 15th, and we are here. Gonna recap week one. Me and Todd are here. It's some wild football happening, but hope everyone's having themselves a good day. It's one of those weeks.
I'm in better spirits than I was last week. Not as much talking in the back of my ears, so I'm being able to relax and breathe a little bit while I'm in the classroom.
Yo, you know who couldn't relax and breathe? Either coaches for the Raiders or the Ravens on Monday night, and probably one of the craziest opening Monday night games I've ever watched in my life. Like, the Raiders won, then they didn't win, then they turned it over, and it was just a whole lot happening in that fourth quarter and overtime.
It seems right for the first game in Vegas. Seems right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just made sense just because.
Now that you put it that way, yeah.
But shame on the Raiders, because, I'm a big Raiders fan, but they didn't capitalize on opportunities that the Ravens was giving them. You fumbled twice. You know what I mean? Then granted, that into in the end zone was just like a freak accident. Like, come on, you for real? That was in both of your hands.
Yeah.
So I would just say the Raiders had not a rough outing, but the outing wasn't as good as it should have been, just because they fumbled a lot of opportunities against the Raiders. But kudos to the Ravens, man. Lamar Jackson's looking all right. He's looking like he might be the quarterback of the future.
I mean, he got to do everything since he don't even know who's going to be out there with him each game. You're losing all these running backs, you're losing all these players, and it was the Lamar Jackson show. He had to do everything, but he did try to do a little too much. Those 2 turnovers was who came from him trying to do just a little too much. Sometimes you just got to hold on to that football and take the sack.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree with him still being their leading rusher. I still think they have to implement their running backs, because you have Williams, who had 9 carries, 65, 1 touchdown, 7 yards per carry, and Murray, who had 28 yards off 10 attempts and 1 TD with a little less than 3 yards per carry. So you have some guys that could get you some yardage that can relieve pressure off Lamar. It's just the coaching staff from the Ravens don't trust the running backs.
Yeah.
They want to leave it all on Lamar, and no quarterback has done that in history. Your most winningest quarterback is nowhere near Lamar in athletic ability. So why do you think this man's going to bring you to the promised land by himself?
And the thing is, the Ravens, they were up 14-0. They was in control of this game, the majority. They were in control, probably like 85% of the game. They were in control of it. And then that fourth quarter came, and just they didn't do no adjustments on the defensive side, because the defense, they were blitzing all the time and playing man-to-man. But you got to realize your two best man-to-man corners are out. You got a bunch of backups in there, and you leaving them on the island each time. And what's his name, Waller? They were just throwing him the ball. I think he had like 20 targets.
Man, they're trying to turn Waller into the new Tony Gonzalez, which is not a problem. He's a physical specimen, man. He busts his butt. You know what I mean? He works hard. He's a pro. And when I was gonna say about Lamar, when I was saying he is the quarterback of the future, is for him to be so run dominant and him actually sit in the pocket. And granted, his wide receivers didn't really score that much, but for him for Watkins, he had 4 receptions, 96 yards, 24 yards per pass. If Lamar could figure out how to get them guys in the end zone, he might turn the corner.
And also, if those guys could figure out how to get open and stuff like that. I mean, that was a good pass he threw to Watkins. He was covered, but it was a great pass. And he had some passes that were just off target a little bit. But, this is the thing we talk about. They've been talking about the Ravens the past couple of years. If these receivers could find ways to get open, because that's one thing that's kind of not been in Lamar's favor, is the offensive the weapons on the outside. He hasn't had guys that could just get open.
And that's what I mean about, you got wide receivers that can't get open, your running backs have to relieve some pressure on you. Because I get it, Lamar is able to get you extra yardage and all that, but how much punishment is he going to take every time he gets tackled?
Yeah.
All he needs is one wrong tackle, one wrong hit, or land a certain way, and he's out for the season, out for half a season, or got to go do rehab and all this. So, coaches, be more confident in your players, in your personnel. Yeah. But shout out to the Raiders, because we was talking about Tom Gruden and how he's the quarterback coach. This man Kyle threw the 8 different receivers caught. You know what I mean? 8 different receptions from receivers
But
Raiders.
his target was a Waller.
Oh, yeah.
The whole games. But, yeah, good. But, hey, a win's in the NFL. Take them how you can get them, no matter how ugly it might be. You got to take these wins as they come. For the Ravens, they don't get easy. They got Kansas City next. So, good luck to them. All right, Sunday Night Football. Man, this is one of those things that everyone's wondering is Justin Fields, Andy Dalton, what's wrong? And this game was just a lot of confusion because it was like people just like, do you need to see any more of Andy Dalton to know that there's a ceiling? There's a cap to what he can do out there. You put Justin Fields out there for a little bit, had him throw the ball a couple times, but he ran for a touchdown. But at some point, somebody said it best. At some point, the only way to get better as a quarterback is if you get out there and play. And the way the Bears, the type of game they're playing right now, with the switching of the quarterback, it's not going to work. You got to choose one. Go with the younger guy because you already know the ceiling for what Andy Dalton could do. And you got a defense that's good enough. So it's kind of like, man, what are you doing? What are you doing, coach?
And how you said to improve as a quarterback and also to improve as a franchise, you either got to sit or retire that starting QB. Yeah. That can't do it for you anymore.
Yeah.
And the whole offseason and the college football season, they was talking about Fields being, high profile pick, should be a starter somewhere. I don't understand why they felt that Andy Dalton should start. If anything, you bring Andy Dalton in and Fields isn't playing bad because you have a vet. I don't want to say reliable, but you have a vet in there. You know what I mean? That can get you some yards. I don't see much point production, but he can keep you afloat, keep the game somewhat interesting. When you lose 34-14, that's 20 piece.
And with Fields, there's just a lot more that he can do. Like he can escape. He's mobile. Andy Dalton's not that mobile. He's not very mobile.
Before the show started, I said you got Fields scoring off the bench. That's not even a football term.
Yeah.
That's some basketball stuff. So if your rookie's scoring off the bench, and he's that confident as a rookie, you just throw him in there.
And they have guys, too, on offense. They got some playmakers on offense. So if the Bears coaching, they need to make that decision just to stick with the quarterback, and preferably the younger one. You're going to struggle, but you're probably going to do a lot better and get a little more leeway. But for the Rams, there's a lot of hype with them. Super Bowl or bust for them because the moves they made for Matt Stafford, all the draft picks that they gave up, and this was a good showing for him. 321 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers for him, no interceptions, which is, that's one of the things that he's usually good for is a few turnovers a day. And they were pretty balanced. They were taking shots down the field. This is what Jared Goff wasn't doing and what Sean McVay wanted him to do more, but he wouldn't do it. And Matt Stafford, he took the shots down the field when he had them.
So basically, this was a good trade for the Rams, definitely, because the way Stafford plays is what they needed. Mm-hmm. And Goff probably plays better for what Detroit needs for the most part. And I was waiting for this Stafford just to see how he played with a better overall team.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all, man. 20 for 26, 321, 3 touchdowns. This is what I expect from Stafford.
Yeah, and their first 3 games are pretty good. It's not the easiest of schedules to start the season off because the next they got the Colts, Buccaneers, Cardinals, then Seahawks. The Colts, even though they lost, they're not that bad of a team defensively. Like they have some good guys on defense. Offensive, when you bring in a new quarterback, you still got to figure things out. But for them, just to start off with a win, that's good. And everybody wanted to see how the offense looked. Everybody knew how the defense was going to look. Everybody wanted to see how that new offense would look, and they looked pretty good to start the season off. So, that's a good way to start the season. Getting some points, scoring 30 points at home. So if they could keep it up, maybe they'll live up to that Super Bowl hype that people are giving them.
Yeah, man, I don't see why they shouldn't. They're definitely well-rounded team. They just got to stay consistent. But with Chicago, they got to get back to the running game because you got 2 unreliable quarterbacks. One just based off his lack of playing, and the other one just lack of production. And he's getting old. So Montgomery, 16 carries, 108 yards, 1 touchdown, almost 7 yards per carry. You probably want to give him 25 to 30 touches.
Yeah, and the good thing for the Bears is everyone in their division lost on Sunday. So,
I just don't see them winning a game when you go 5 for 11 third downs and you go 0 for 4 on fourth down. Dalton's not even a fourth down quarterback. And if you're put in that position that many times, you probably want to look at the next guy up.
Hey, man.
I'm just saying, like.
Hey, man.
And I don't even play football, so like, if I can understand this.
This is why the Bears have never had a franchise quarterback in pretty much their history, because they do dumb stuff.
I mean, their last Super Bowl quarterback was Grossman, wasn't it?
The Super Bowl appearance quarterback?
Yeah, so I mean Super Bowl appearance, because, we all know Manning won that.
Yeah, Grossman. Like, the two quarterbacks in different, McMahon and Grossman.
I remember Rex, that's why.
Oh, yeah. He was another turnover, bro. But, all right. But see, there were some great games. I ain't gonna lie, there were some great games to start the season off. And, the season opener, Tampa Bay and Dallas, that game, that was one exciting back and forth game that went on. Dak coming back from injury. You got the Bucs raising the banner, starting their quest to repeat. And what I learned was Antonio Brown, as the third wide receiver, is going to give a whole lot of defensive coordinators headaches because their third best quarterback cannot cover him. And the Buccaneers exploited that because whoever was on him, it was a catch, and he had the big touchdown play too.
This ain't no different than I compare the Bucs to the Nets. When Kyrie Irving's your third best scorer, like.
Yeah.
Not much losing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then it's like your three top receivers combined for 22 receptions, 316 yards, and 4 touchdowns. You're not losing to anybody with that production from your three running backs, and then you got a solid game from Fournette who just likes to keep stuff afloat.
Yeah.
Just because you don't expect him to have that much production when your wide receivers are rolling like that.
And Fournette's a fourth quarter running back.
Yeah.
When they get in the fourth quarter, he's a big boy, so. Come down the fourth quarter, you're already tired, and now you got this 230-plus guy coming at you. You don't really want to tackle him. But the Buccaneers almost shot themselves in the foot a couple times because they almost gave the game away. Like Chris Godwin, I understand you wanted to get in the end zone, but you're already milking the clock. You were going to score anyways. Don't do that. He did more than he needed to do. Dallas, the defensive player, made a great play knocking the ball out in the end zone, but, that swung the game and made it a little more interesting. And then Ronald Jones, he fumbled, never saw him again for the rest of the game. And then Leonard Fournette, the ball coming off, he couldn't catch the ball, and it gets picked off. Like, the Bucs really shot themselves in the foot. The Cowboys put themselves in a position to win the game, but you can't leave that much time on the clock.
Yeah,
with Tom Brady.
To piggyback off that point, though, the Bucs did almost shoot themselves in the foot, but the Cowboys did themselves no favor by their game plan.
Yeah.
Your man Dak just got back from injury, and he's throwing the ball 58 times. Zeke only run the ball 11 times. I get it. It's hard to run on the Bucs, but you still got to hammer it home. You know what I mean? You still got to use Zeke at least 15, 16, 17. You know what I mean? Just he might get an opening.
Yeah.
And you just got to relieve Dak from throwing the ball that much. You know what I mean? It's just... You got to relieve some pressure off your quarterback who's just been out for a whole season. Yeah. It's just what it is. Like.
Definitely. And they definitely abandoned the run because Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh was just stifling at that middle. Anytime they tried to get up that middle, it was like good luck. There's a roadblock right there. But this is Dallas, though. Everybody's praising Dak on his performance, throwing for all these yards and stuff. But I'm just like, this ain't no difference from when we saw when Tony Romo was their quarterback. He was getting all these yards and all these type of records, but it never resulted into wins.
And this team, they pride themselves on the big three. You know what I mean? On Dak, Zeke, and Prescott. Dak, Zeke, and Cooper. Yeah. So one out of the three doesn't produce. You see what happens. They lose. Mm-hmm. That's just... So they either need another player or they need to figure something else out.
And the Cowboys also missed opportunities. You get turnovers, you kick field goals. The Bucs got turnover. The turnover they got, it turned into touchdowns. Dallas had a couple of opportunities in the red zone, and they didn't get in. There was one opportunity. The play that pretty much made a change in the game was when Zeke caught I think it was a run pass or a screen pass or whatever. Okay. Down, Zeke got to the outside, and the safety got him down. he beats that safety. It's a touchdown, and this game they may have came out with the victory, but the margin of error or the margin of victory is so short, and Dallas didn't capitalize in their red zone opportunities, and the Bucs did when they got into the red zone. That's the biggest difference.
Yeah, and there's very few quarterbacks that need to be throwing the ball 50-plus times. Brady's one of the few that can do it and still be productive.
Yeah.
Most quarterbacks can't do it because defenses after a while, they just pick up on things.
And I always say, ain't nobody should be throwing the ball more than 50 times. Nobody should be throwing the ball more than 35 times.
Right.
I ain't a big fan of throwing the ball that much.
But unfortunately, the NFL,
that's how it is.
Passing's like shooting threes in NBA.
Right. Let's go on to our Pats, the home opener, and man, all Damian Harris had to do was hold on to the football, and they could have came out this one with the victory, but they did not. The Pats made a lot of mistakes in this game, a lot of penalties, not scoring in the red zone area, just shot themselves in the foot. They definitely had opportunities to win this game, but the Dolphins just made a couple more plays than they did, and they came out with the victory, and it's back to the drawing board.
Yeah, because when you look at the stats for the teams, for the most part, you thought New England might have won. Them being plus 51 in rushing, which they should have continued to do since they have a rookie quarterback. Jones going 281 for one touchdown. Looks all right, but did they let Brady throw this much when he started?
His first game?
No. It was like 20-something, maybe 15 passes, 20 passes.
I think it was like 20.
So let's get back to what helped Brady become Brady. The slow process. Yeah. We have all these running backs. Let's utilize them. We should have more than 125 yards on the Dolphins. Should have had at least 200 plus.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a rookie quarterback, and let alone the 8 penalties for 84 yards.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Pats, go back to being pros.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is just 1 for 4 in the red zone is what really kills me right now. And you look at everything, and like they dominated the time of possession. They had more total yards than them, and the only difference is the Dolphins ain't turned the ball over. The Dolphins, they had that one interception, but they didn't turn it over when it mattered. The Pats turned it over in the red zone. It was in the red zone late in the fourth quarter, too, while you're driving. And, Mac Jones, he played well. I wish they would have had more opportunities. They would have scored in the red zone. But he played well enough for them to squeak out a victory. And once again in football, it's like the mistakes at inopportune times is going to bite you right now, and that's what happened.
And when I'm looking at like the first downs and all that, like they had 24 first downs to 16, like 11 out of 16 third downs to Miami's 4 out of 11. How do you lose?
It comes down to,
you get what I'm saying? Like, there's no way they should have lost that game at all.
At all. And it comes down to the Dolphins when they got to the red zone. They scored touchdowns. And the Pats, they only scored 1 touchdown. So those are the type of things that they worked on. And this has been a problem the past couple of years down there in the red zone. The Pats have had issues in the red zone the past few years.
Well, Pats, stop knocking on the door. Convince her to let you in. That's a touchdown.
Yeah, what? This dude here.
I mean, right? They say knocking on the door,
and
right?
on that note, nah, man.
They say knocking on the door.
I'm going to move on because... All right, a game that nobody saw the outcome like this coming.
I did. I did.
No, I picked them too, but I didn't see a blowout.
I did.
But Jameis is back. Mr. LASIK is back.
Yeah, take that, Stevie.
Now, the Buccaneers. The Saints definitely, they dominated the Green Bay Packers in their home opener. Why can't I talk? It looked like one team spent all offseason getting ready for week 1, and the other team spent all offseason having drama. And
I got one better for you. It felt like one guy offseason was just living his best life. Doing receptions, playing guitars, like you could honestly
Jeopardy.
It looked like he ain't did anything all off season, and honestly, that's why he ain't tripping. Because it's like, yo, you didn't see me live my best life. Like, yo, relax. Like, we'll be back next week. He ain't even tripping. The other guy talking about this. What do you say? Insult, whatever. Like, disgrace or whatever you're saying, like, bro, it's not that serious, bro. You probably just mad at Aaron because he's doing what he wants.
I mean, when you get beat down 38-3 as a head coach, you're not going to be pretty happy. You're not going to be happy. And the turnovers, just the miscues, all the mistakes they had, it just looked like a team that had a summer full of issues in their family.
I mean, their starting quarterback wasn't even around. And because of them. So he's living his best life, and y'all mad at him because you didn't want him around?
And the receiver wants a new contract, too, that he ain't get. So it's, yeah. But kudos to the Saints because their defense, they ain't taking it easy at all. They came out firing. They came out putting a whole lot of pressure on the Packers. And our guy, Jameis, 0 interceptions. 0 interceptions. He only threw for 148 yards, but... Hey, 0 interceptions.
You didn't say Kamara, though.
Oh, man.
He had 20 carries, though. That's balance.
Yeah.
That is balance, brother.
Yeah. And Jameis is doing stuff that Drew Brees couldn't do. And that's get the ball way, 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 way down the field. And the nonsense they tried to pull with Taysom Hill last year. Like, if they...
And remember, Jameis now could see.
Yeah. That, too. Jameis got the LASIK. They look good out there. Great to start. Like, if this team could play this way with the way they run the ball and then Jameis getting the ball down the field because they got receivers that can get open, man, this is going to be – they might finally be able to get to where they haven't been in a while and how they've came close but no cigar in the past few years. So they have the makeup of a team that can do that.
And I know New Orleans is loving this.
Yeah, they are.
Seeing brother over there.
Yeah.
Woo, throwing that thing.
Yeah, they definitely are loving it. But, oh, man. But kudos to the Saints and kudos to the James. Good thing for the Packers is they got Detroit next.
Aaron's like, bro, we'll be fine because the Packers are the Packers. They're usually like middle of the pack or, one of the top teams in the league.
And they got Detroit next.
Yeah, so we don't trip.
They'll be all right. The Browns almost had it. They almost had it, and then the fourth quarter came and they choked the game away, and it was just like, yo, are y'all ever going to be able to beat these dudes? Because every time you guys play them, you have them on the ropes, and then you guys just do dumb stuff to lose the game, and then the Chiefs will make a big play, and then it's a wrap, and that's definitely was the case in this one.
When you play the Chiefs, you have to be up 14 the whole game, because if you don't score that possession, and they score, you're still up 7. So once you're tired to go down, you got to play 4 quarters against them too. Because as you see, you had them on the ropes for 3.5. And then fourth came, you didn't score 1 possession, and then what happens? They took the lead and game over.
They took the lead, and then your punter panics after he bumps the punt because he still had time.
I forgot about that.
He still had time to punt the ball, but he panicked and decided and tried to run. And put one of the most non-athletic, the second non-athletic person on the field is the punter, and he got chased down. And you give the Chiefs the ball right back in their territory, and then boom, it scored. So it was just like, man, you guys are gonna look back at this and you're just gonna be like, we really shot ourselves in the foot. Then the late interception by Baker. Another case of trying to do too much. Just they had plenty of time.
Yeah.
And they were saying some of the folks watching the game. They were saying they think he was trying to throw the ball out of bounds, but what happened when he was falling and he just threw it. So it was just a lot of mistakes.
I'm not too mad at Baker because, like I said, for them to compete against the Chiefs at this level, just imagine how they play against everybody else if they play to that caliber. And I'll be honest, I expected Baker to throw until the end of the game after that happened. Because for him, he's trying his hardest to beat this team. How many times did they lose to him? 4?
Like 3 or 4 times.
4 or 4 times. And he's probably like, And end of the game, he panicked a little bit. So he's taking the maturations of improving as a quarterback, which I will give him.
I say this about Baker. I'm not saying he's like Brett Favre, but Brett Favre will give you one. He'll give you a chance to take one away from him. Baker Mayfield in games, him and Kirk Cousins, they'll give you some opportunities to intercept the ball. It's just a matter of you catching it or not.
I just hope now that he understands what happens. If they play a full game and something happens like this again, will he stay calm or he panic?
Yeah. Because the Chiefs, they were down the whole game, but it was just even kill. They just ran their stuff. Yeah,
you knew at some point they're gonna either tie this game up or go up.
Yeah, and Man,
They did.
Too bad for the Browns. It sucks for them, but whoo, man, that was a tough one for them. That's just a tough loss in general, just the way it happened in the fourth
But
quarter.
also, shout out to Cleveland, though. You know, I know it's hard to see y'all team still losing, but I'm sure it's great going to the game because they're now at least competitive.
Yeah.
You at least feel like you're going to watch a game that you might win. Compared to before, you just wasting money watching L's.
Yeah, this is true. All right, just a couple more games from week one. This one, the Cardinals came out. Swoop, Chandler Jones, 5 sacks, and then Kyler Murray, 5 touchdowns. You know, like watching them play is just watching a little kid run around. Cause you gotta be annoyed as heck as a defensive player just trying to catch this dude.
You ever seen them things on Instagram when it shows like the actual picture and the pro like as like a mini minute, a mini midget, or not even a small person?
A mini-me?
Yeah, mini-me. It's like beyond mini-me. Like, that's what he reminds me of in human form, though.
Yeah.
Kind of like, what was it? Oh, was it NBA Showtime when they had, like, the fat heads?
Yeah.
Kind of remind me of that.
Yeah, because, man.
He's nice, though.
Yo, because he's just legit running around. And, you know, these defensive guys, they athletic themselves, but he's just so little and quick. And it's just like, you get the wrong angle. And
he looks too small on TV.
No.
Like he looks like too small, like it's one of my students.
Yeah.
Like they got to zoom in a little bit so you can see that he's actually an adult.
Yeah. But this Cardinals team, this is a great start for them. Offensively, Deandre Hopkins making these crazy catches. And what I like is they implemented the running game as well. And they just got a whole lot of guys involved. You got people focusing on DeAndre Hopkins, but you forget A.J. Green's on the other side, Christian Kirk in the slot. So they have guys that were actually contributing to this one. And for the Titans, I don't know what they was doing. I have no idea what they was doing.
Well, for one, the Cardinals keyed on, the powerhouse as in my main man, Henry.
Yeah.
And that's really all you got to do to stop them is really stop Henry because he's the engine that gets them going. Mm-hmm. He gets everything loose, everything open. So if he can't get loose, Tannehill has nobody to throw the ball to.
I don't even know how they was using Julio Jones and A.J. Green in this one. I have no idea how they was using them. But, yeah, they just look sloppy. They just didn't look in tune. A lot of mistakes, a lot of costly mistakes, penalties. They just look undisciplined in this one. But we got to give a lot of credit to the Cardinals because they came really ready to play. And the way – I'm just saying, you let a guy get 5 sacks. I think 3 was in the first half. He had 5 through 3 quarters. It's like, man.
I mean, before his injury, he only had 5 the whole season.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but then at some point, you got to be like, all right, maybe we want to double team this guy?
Yeah, and we already talked about Murray just having, once he has weapons and tools, you see what he does. We already told you he was nice.
Yeah.
Now you're seeing it.
Yes. Now you are seeing it. Whew, man. Whew. All right, the Steelers and the Bills. I don't know. The offense for both teams was very lacking in this one, I would say. Ben Roethlisberger looks cooked. He looks like he looks like Drew Brees. How Drew Brees looked last year, not being able to get the ball down the field. Your offense could only go so far, and the Steelers defense, give them a lot of credit. They definitely came to play, shut down the Bills offense, but I don't know if the Steelers can rely on trying to win a whole lot of games like this.
Well, we already knew that Ben wasn't Ben, 3 years ago? Right?
After that surgery, that elbow surgery?
Yeah, whatever it was, a couple years ago. So, I didn't watch the game at all for the most part. And I picked Buffalo.
No.
So,
Buffalo, they just didn't look. They had a whole lot of mistakes. Quarterback didn't play well.
Yeah, so.
The defense played well for the most part, but, the Steelers, they had one offensive touchdown, and I think they had a special teams touchdown. So it wasn't like they completely dominated the Bills. It was just like they made a couple more plays than the Bills in other areas of the game.
Yeah, because they didn't score until the second half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is odd.
Yeah, it's odd. And also, that's what happens when you key on Stephon Diggs. This is the thing. You put 2 guys on Stephon Diggs. It's like, who can make – which other guy can make plays? Is Josh Allen going to force it into Stephon Diggs? Can he get into the other guys?
And surprisingly, he had no intos. Just a good amount of incomplete passes.
Incomplete passes and a lot of pressures. They were getting to him a lot. I think he had a fumble, a couple sacks. So it was like
And they really couldn't do much on offense anyways. As a whole, like, Singletary only had 11 carries with 72 yards. Yeah. Granted, he was getting 6 yards per carry, so you might want to lean on that a little more. But I don't think much was going to help.
Nah, they
was just ready.
Yeah, the Steelers' defense, it was just applied pressure. I think that's the thing you got to do with Josh Allen because he's a big dude, got that sneaky athleticism once he get going. But they kept everything in front of him, so they didn't give him no type of lanes or anything, so for him to scramble or do anything. So they made life for the Bills' offense very, very difficult. So back to the drawing boards for a lot of teams, but the Steelers, good win for them. But we got to figure out this offense thing because you're not going to win many games in the NFL if your offense isn't putting up points like that.
That's the truth.
Yeah, so special teams can only score so much during the year. All right, and lastly, I only put this one up because a question popped in my head is like why didn't the Falcons take a quarterback with the high pick that they had because Matt Ryan for the past couple of years has been And when you have the chance to take a Justin Fields, hometown kid, with all this hype and potential, but you chose to take Kyle Pitts and you barely used him in the first game, man. They just look bad and give the Eagles a lot of credit. The Eagles look good. Jalen Hurts looked really good out there. And it's just like, all right, Atlanta, what is y'all hopes for the season? And Philly, can y'all keep playing like this?
I'm glad Hurts didn't make me look crazy last week. Woo! I'm glad he came to play. Honestly, though, but this is what happens when you give a young man an opportunity and chance and you show him you believe in him.
Yeah.
He does things like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And granted, he's playing the Falcons. Yeah. Matt Ryan's no longer Matt Ryan anymore. Granted, he's going to get you some yards, but he hasn't been able to score in a couple years now consistently. Consistently. He'll get you 200-something yards with no touchdown.
They'll get all the way down to the red zone, to the 1-yard line, and they can't get the ball in the end zone. This has been a problem for them.
They like knocking at the door. They don't never get let in.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And, I'm just looking at two things. Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts had 34 targets between them, and they only totaled 9 catches for 82 yards. That is, I'm not good at math, but that percentage is low. Very, very low.
Bro, that's
like 20%.
I was thinking 14.
It might be lower, but yeah, that's pretty bad. But then you look at the Eagles, I like how Jalen Hurts played. 27-35. He was taking what the defense gave him, and when he had a chance to make plays downfield, he got it to the guys that can make plays downfield. So this is good for them. My only thing with Jalen Hurts is there's a cap to his play. Maybe the Eagles could get more out of it, but there's a cap to it. But the good thing is with the guys they have on offense and how they're using them, the receivers they have and how they're using them, it's going to be good for them because they're not asking them to launch the ball down the field. It's like get it to the playmakers and let them go out there and make a guy miss here.
I mean, is this his first official year starting?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So I mean,
but you didn't even know he was going to start.
Yeah, he's young. Like I don't like where they like treat some of these young quarterbacks like they're vets. Like let this kid go through the maturation. You know what I mean? You don't got anybody behind him that's better. So,
well, good thing for the Eagles is they're first place in their division right now. They're the only team that won a game in their division.
And I like honestly, I'm not an Eagles fan, but I like seeing the Eagles do this. Like, because dealing with Wentz and hearing you talk about that guy, I'm glad Hurts is out here doing his thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad they moved on.
I mean, they had to too. And, oh, man. They got...
What happened
No,
there?
I'm looking at the schedule.
Oh.
Oh, man. They got the 49ers at home. They got the Cowboys to win it. Then they got the Chiefs. So I can see them being 2-2 to start the season off. 2-2, 3-1. It's a possibility for them to start it off, but it's a good start to the season.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna go since Craig didn't do his segment this week, so hopefully we can get him back next week. But I don't even know what happened to him this week. So
I would have subbed in. I would have did one.
Athletes Corner. We got Lynn Tech Soccer. They won the city soccer tournament championship. They won it over the weekend. They beat Lynn English. They had 2 shutouts, so I talked to the coach and 2 of his players. So check this Athletes Corners out. We're going to come back and, run through this thing. Hello and welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner. And today we got the city champions, Lynn Tech soccer program here. How y'all doing?
We're doing great.
We're good. We're good.
Okay.
All right, glad you guys took the time to come and chat with me for a little bit. All right, no city tournament last season because everything that happened, it came back. You guys did it, winning it. Coach, talk to me about this one.
Actually, this is a big win for the soccer program for Lynn Tech because I guess they have never won the city tournament championship. So this is the first time. So I will think it's going to make history that we were able to accomplish that with my team.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of my team. You know, I got a lot of young kids. I have some juniors, seniors, and sophomores, freshmen, and eighth graders. They came together. They play a great game. Within the tournament, we beat Clásico for us. Shout out 3-0. Then we beat Lynn English. Shout out 2-0. So I'm very impressed with my team, and I think we are gonna do a lot of good things this season.
And Gregoire, you, sir, were the MVP, man. MVP of it. Talk to me about your performance. Talk to me about the team's performance overall as well.
I mean, the team was nice. I like how we play, we communicate. Sometimes we didn't really communicate, but like the team, we work together. We if we make a mistake, we don't yell at you. We make sure we fix as a team. We lose as a team. If you lose the ball, you gotta go get for the ball. We don't. And we work as a team. Like without them, without a team, we wouldn't win the game. So the all teamwork. Feel me? Definitely.
Yeah. Alex, talk to me. You're the young one out of the group, man. Just talk to me. Were you nervous at all for this tournament, or was it just kind of everything just kind of came easy for you as the games went on?
No, yeah, like Greg was saying, we all play as a team. We're all a family. Really, there's really no pressure for me. I take one game at a time. Take my 100% in games, practices. Our coach always gives everybody good advice. So you can become better more in the future.
Definitely. And for you to talk about, you guys got the goals, but talk about pitching 2 shutouts, 2 games in a row with the shutout, with the first game and the championship game. Talk about the defense that you guys played.
We really have good defense. We always have to communicate. We have to show respect for one another too. Now we're always around each other to see what we can do better for the team. Yeah.
Same thing you just say. This year is our year. We're strong, good defense, good attacker. This year is our year thing.
Yeah, definitely, Coach. What made this group so in tune with each other for these two for this tournament? What was something that you just saw with them that just got them laser focused? Because it's one thing to score, but it's another thing to shut teams out back-to-back games because that's so hard to do.
Yeah, so I think focus on is a lot of discipline and a lot of chemistry on this team. So as we practice, as we get together as a team, everybody wants to do the job. Play defense, play in the middle, play as attacker. Everybody wants to do the job, and everybody wants to do it together. And to get a shutout to ball games that we did, it takes a lot of discipline in the defense, discipline in the midfield, and discipline in the attackers. But I'm very proud of my defense, the way they play. We do have some young kids in the defense, and we have some veterans, and they all do what they need to do, as well as everybody else in the field.
Gregoire and Alex, what were some things that you guys were doing during the off season to get ready for this? What were some things that you guys wanted to improve on coming into this season?
That's a good question. I mean, before the season started, I was things I want to really improve is my finishing, my control the ball, my skills. Cause last season I was playing with my coach Eric. No, I was in varsity, but I feel I was not really prepare. You know, I was like I had speed. You know, I'm fast, but like I didn't really have the touch, the finishing that I needed.
Yeah.
But like you know, I got a long way to go. I still gotta improve more. I want to be like the top there. You know.
They felt like coming into this season you were more
confident.
Ready.
Not too much, but like I feel like comfortable. I feel like I can do a little bit more.
And you understood you understood the varsity game more too.
Yeah, like the communication, the team works, everything. So I feel like this year is our year, man.
Yeah, Alex, for you?
Well, for me, as an 8th grader last year, I felt more like I couldn't communicate a lot with players and either with coach. And I felt really like I was letting myself down too much last year. But then I started preparing myself, trying to like work harder, progress, like communicating a lot. You know, my touches, like my confidence too. So I started working on that, and now I got much better for this season.
Was that more so kind of like your personality-wise? You had to kind of get out of your shell a little bit, and more so like that. All right, that's good. Coach, what were some things that you saw with these two players that you really liked that when they came into camp and then when you guys began play?
So you know, as Gregoire says, he had the speed, but he needed to work on the, you know, in the skill, the technical, and he was able to accomplish that. So it's funny that you said that because at the beginning of the season, the trials, I didn't have a real striker yet. I was still kind of looking, trying a couple different players as strikers, and finally, you know, myself and Coach Brianna Moreno, which is my assistant coach, you know, we got together and we said, you know what, let's see if we can put Gregoire on that position. And you know, he did great. And the second game we did the same thing, and he shows the, you know, how he grew, because when he came as an 8th grader as well to varsity, like I said, he was fast, but skill-wise he wasn't that ready. But it took him a year to just turn around, and the skill got better. And honestly, he's the striker right now, and I think he's gonna do a lot of good things.
Yeah.
With Alex, I kind of knew that he has some potential because I believe he played in club.
Yeah.
So I do have few players in the team that they play club. And for him coming from a club, it kind of like they do teach him a lot of different skills and everything. And I kind of knew that I know he was young and everything, but every position that I give him for him to play, he responds perfect. So first of all, I put him to play in the left back or right back. Then this year we missed some of the seniors, so I needed a center back. I put him to play there. He responded great. Then I put him to play as a CDM. He responded great. So I knew that he had a lot of skill, and he has a long future too as well.
Definitely, and you guys are off to a great start. Quickly, just tell the audience the upcoming schedule. I know you guys got a game tomorrow and on Thursday.
Yeah, so tomorrow we face in Northeast at home. The game is at 3:45, and Thursday we play in Mystic Valley, which is a tough team to beat as well. They are from Malden.
Okay, awesome. We're recording this Tuesday, so by the time this airs, it'll be Wednesday, so they'll probably have already played the game for the audience, just to know. Fellas, plug in your social medias before we get out of here. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, just plug that in before we get out of here. That's your camera right there. Tell people where to follow you.
Snapchat, A_Pojoy, Instagram, 8.Pojoy2.
Instagram is g.Amissi.
That's it?
Yeah, with two S.
Amissi with 2 S. There you go. My man, he got the chain on, so you know he's ready for the spotlight. He got the chain on, the leather jacket.
Yeah.
Coach already said he's already acting like a superstar and everything. But congratulations on the win. Good luck to the rest of the season. Hopefully we get you back on here with some more trophies on hand.
Okay, thank you so much for having us and the opportunity to let the city know that, you know, we do have a great team this year and we're going to do a lot of good things.
Oh, and lastly, he actually beat his son, too. He didn't want to mention that, but he beat his son in the first round matchup. So.
Yeah, I did beat my son, but he's a great coach.
Yeah.
He done a lot of good things with, you know, Lynn Classico, and he will continue doing that. And, you know, it's good thing that this trophy stay within the family.
Definitely, definitely. You guys have been watching Athletes Corner. Have a great day. We are back. Let's do it here, man. Let's do it here. All right, let's give a little high school sports update for everybody. All right, high school football started last Friday, so they were a doubleheader at Manning Field. First, it was St. Mary's versus Cardinal Spellman. 42-8 St. Mary's. Ali Berry threw 3 touchdown passes. They had a blocked punt return for a touchdown. And it was just all St. Mary's throughout this game. Congratulations to Spartans on starting the season 1-0. Their next game is Friday at Bellingham. I don't even know where that is.
We didn't play them when I was there, so
yeah. I don't know where that is. For Lynn English, Lynn English lost to Methuen 48-22. Yeah, it was rough. They gotta go back to the drawing board, especially on defense, man. You can't let these guys score on every possession of the game.
How's the team looking though?
They got talent. They got guys. They got playmakers. They just need to get stops.
I remember last year they had like a low turnout from plays. I wasn't sure if the turnout improved.
Jesse Max threw 2 touchdown passes. Wesley Chandler, he caught a touchdown and ran for a touchdown. Also, happy birthday to Wesley. Today's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Happy birthday to him. He came. You know, he's happy to be back. He was excited to be back in the English jersey. Friday, they're going to Swampscott to take on the rival Blue. You know, we don't like those guys over here. So, games at 7 in Swampscott. That should be a good one. Lynn Tech lost 41-8 to Essex Tech. Alex Menendez scored the only touchdown for Tech. They play Boston English on Saturday.
They lost to Essex Aggie?
Essex.
There's like farmers and stuff over there. Veterinarians and stuff, like. Come on, Tech, dude. Come on, Lynn. Can't be losing to them schools, man.
All right, Kip Academy. They beat Keith Tech 40-6. They scored 32 points in the first quarter in this one. Vic Mayfield, he scored 3 touchdowns. He caught one, he ran one, and returned a punt for one. He was, yeah.
I was going to say something, but you know what? Kudos to you, my man.
Yeah, so Kip, they host South Boston on Saturday at Manning Field at 1 o'clock. I know Wilson's on their coaching staff. Wilson. Yeah, because I was looking, I'm like, yo, I know that dude. Like,
Big Wilson?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm just like, well, I mean, Wilson black, so.
Yeah, he black.
Yeah, so I was like, I know there ain't too many people that black like that.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm that dude and I scored 3 touchdowns, I'm going to every party around. I'm the man for the week. I'm sorry.
All right. And lastly, Lynn Classico. They got a good opening day win in Lexington, 38-7. Brian Vaughn Jr., he ran for a touchdown and threw a touchdown pass. Darren Omarigi, he had an 80-yard fumble return for a touchdown. My man was out when he got that fumble. He was out.
I seen Brian's interview. He kind of reminded me of a young Belichick. He don't play no games.
Yeah. Came here, do our job, win, have a good day.
For real. I like that.
That thing had me. That's the funniest part when he said that. Have a good day. But yeah, he looked just like his dad too.
But the thing is though, that's the mindset you have to have. It ain't fun and games. I'm here to destroy you and go home.
Pretty much.
That's it.
Yeah. And he had a play in the game. He ran some kid over, man. I was kind of bad. I heard it too.
He be at the Y working. He be at the Y lifting and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he always be in there. You probably don't recognize him because he got all that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he be in there working, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brian Vaughn this summer.
Yeah, man. I mean, he got his pops.
Yeah.
He used to yell at me all the time in practice. No.
See, I don't even know Brian. You know my uncles and all them.
Oh yeah. He was my defensive back coach and he was the running back coach. Yeah, he used to yell at me all the time.
That's dope.
Get in the right position. What are you doing? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just like seeing guys from Lynn help improving the community and the youth.
And Coach Brown's a good coach too. He's a really good coach because he'll tell you I was horrible at first, but I got better. He's a good one. Classico, they host Marblehead on Friday. This is actually going to be a big game because Marblehead, they have Super Bowl.
Where's it at?
It's at Manning.
A class. You might see me pop up at a high school football game.
I think that game's at 6 or 7.
You recording it?
I won't be here, but I'll get the film. Lynn Education is recording it. All right, some soccer updates too. KIPP Academy, they won 8-1 against the Neshoba Tech. This kid Marco Escobar, he had 4 goals. He's got 13 goals on the season. He had a game where he scored 6 goals.
You know what I say? We have so many Hispanic kids that just moved over here in the past 4 or 5 years. I want to see soccer be like the one of the better sports in the city. We have all these kids that play soccer. So high schools, reach out to the kids that play soccer in your school. You have no clue how many actually play competitively. Definitely.
They're taking on Whittier Tech today. KIPP Academy, that is. All right, St. Mary's girls defeated Northeast 8-1. Sophie, I'm not even going to pronounce her last name because I don't want to mess it up. She had 2 goals for them. They're hosting Austin Prep tonight at 7:15 at Manning Field. I keep saying Manning Bowl. Lynn English defeated Medford 3-0. They're at Revere on Thursday. Lynn Classical is at Chelsea on Thursday. All right. That's about it. Okay, let's go to some highlights. We're going to do back-to-back highlights. The first highlights is the highlights of the Week 1 games from the high school football season. And then we're going to do one of the post-game interviews with Vic Malfo. And then we're going to come back, top 10, and give our game picks.
When we ain't have much, just a couple dollars in a dream. I was only 18, try and get it any means. Never talk about your bag much, out here streets mean. The feds trying to street clean, I was praying for my team. Summer coming, so I'm watching the vibe. This is the time when they let it fly. Sparks in the air like the 4th of July. Watching for people that playing both sides. I swear I've seen this before. Forget my demeanor, this ain't nothing new. Wasn't much different when we was in school. Wasn't much different, we just played it cool. Fell out with some of the people I knew. I never thought it would be this way. Crazy when you start to see the change. They throwing shots, but they got no range. Got no aim, we not the same. A lot to gain, so much to lose. Out of my pain, but can run from the truth. Back on the wall, so this what I'ma do. I'm all set, I'ma have to do it by my lonely. It don't ever matter if they don't help. That just only show me they ain't for me. I had to keep it realer with my own self. I brush off the hate that's coming towards me. They gon' talk about you when they know you 101. They can try, but they can never clone me. I've been grinding, trying to make it. They been talking like I'm caving. Fearless when I'm chasing. I don't gotta make a statement. I don't never gotta say I don't never gotta show it off. I can never worry about a loss. Gotta sacrifice cause things cost. Lately I've been on my own. I don't know no one I owe. They be flexing just for show, but they don't got nothing they own. Can't speak on it if I don't know. I don't gossip cause I'm grown. Niggas gossiping like hoes while women get into the dough. I'm all set, I'ma have to do it by my lonely. It don't ever matter if they don't help. That just only show me they ain't for me. I had to keep it realer with my own self. I brush off the hate that's coming towards me. They gon' talk about you when they know you 101.
Came off right off the bat, first play of the game, took it to the house. I mean, talk to me, what did you see on that play?
I mean, I seen the hole, the line. I can't complain too much. The hole was big. I just seen the road. I seen everything. It was just clear to me.
Offensively, you guys really had things going on the ground and in the pass game. Can you talk about how did you guys were able to just have a really great offensive outing today?
I mean, we watched the film on them. We seen how their cornerbacks played 20 yards deep, so we just exposed their holes, their weak spots, and that's what we do.
And for you personally, 3 total touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 1 in the air, and a punt return. Can you just talk about, your coach talk about your versatility. Can you just talk about what makes you so dangerous on the field?
I mean, I play with a passion. My grandma just died, so I'm just playing for her. So every day, that's what I do.
And talk about your team overall, defensively too. You guys made it really difficult for them to get anything going on defense. Can you just talk about how sound you guys played on defense?
We played really well. We have a lot of seniors on the team. They've been here for 4 years with the program, so we just followed their footsteps and they just show us what to do.
All right, Vic, what do you expect as you guys continue to go on and grow during the season? What are some things that you're looking forward to get better at?
We can get better at offense. We got to pick up our stuff. We can't really let off because when the score started going up, we started going down. So we got to keep the same momentum from the beginning.
All right, Vic, congratulations on the win.
All right, thank you.
All right, and we are back. Okay, if you want to check out, go to LCTV after the whistle. We have all the post-game interviews from Friday and Saturday's football games with the players and coaches. So if you go to LCTV after the whistle Instagram page, those interviews are up there. Also highlights from games, all the good plays from each of the games, they're on there. So make sure you follow LCTV after the whistle on Instagram to get all those highlights. All right. Quickly, college football quickly. Some big games coming up this weekend. Nebraska at Oklahoma. This used to be a big rivalry, but when Nebraska was good.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a long time ago.
Yeah, when they used to recruit the players from Florida and all that. The players that some of the other programs they want. Alabama, number 1 at number 11, Florida. This is a big SEC game. Florida was the only team that played them close last year.
Yeah, I don't see that happening this year.
Yeah, I don't either, but it's big. Auburn at Penn State. This is going to be their annual whiteout game. With the state, everybody's wearing white, and the stadium's just.
Yeah, we're going to have a blackout. Some schools?
Some schools have.
They do?
Some, yeah.
Dope.
Some schools. I remember Georgia did it one year, and then it ended up being a blackout for them during the game. Some upsets. Oregon, they went into Ohio State and just ran all up and down the field on Ohio State. And
Oregon back?
Oregon's good.
They back?
Yeah.
Or they just good?
They good.
Because you remember when you say back,
no,
they was good. They was good.
They good.
They ain't win it though.
Yeah, they good.
Right.
They good. And then Jacksonville State beat Florida State on the
that.
last play of the game.
Shout out DB, that's where he went.
Yo, if you watch it, one of the play-by-play guys that was doing the game, you could hear him take his headphones off and throw it on the ground after the game. Florida State, how the mighty have fallen. All right, top 10 plays from week 1 of the NFL, and then we're going to come back, do these game picks, and we got to get up out of here because we got some other stuff to do here. Don't like having people wait. Sorry, but yeah, let's top 10, and then we're going to come back, wrap this up. All right, and we are back. Okay, game picks. Just for the record, so Todd went 10-6 last week.
What?
Stevie went 10-6 last week, and I went 9-7 last week. So it was
I went 10-6.
Yeah.
I was counting all my L's over the weekend. Like, hey, I was getting whooped. Apparently not.
all right, let's start this off. All right, week 2 matchups, Thursday Night Football, Giants at the team from Washington. I still don't understand why they don't have a name.
I'm gonna go with the team from Washington.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the team from Washington too. If they don't win this one, I ain't picking them again for a while.
I'm gonna say the G-men though.
All right, Cincinnati at Chicago.
Cincinnati.
You going with the Bengals?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals too, just cause
They're not gonna play Philly.
Houston at Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Houston with the upset. Rams at Colts.
Rams.
Rams. Bills at Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Going Dolphins. I'm gonna go with the Bills on this one. Yeah. Pats visiting the Jets.
Pats.
Yeah, we don't pick against the Pats here. Niners at Philly.
49ers.
More injuries for the 49ers, losing some guys.
I already picked my pick though, so whatever.
Losing the guys. I'm gonna go with the Eagles with this one.
Wish I would have known that before I said
I had
something.
a guy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles. Vegas at Pitt.
Oh, you know I'm a Raiders guy.
I'm going with the Raiders as well. New Orleans at Carolina.
New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans. Denver at Jacksonville.
Denver.
Yeah, Denver. Minnesota at Arizona.
Arizona.
Arizona. Atlanta at Tampa.
What? Bro, the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks. Dallas at the Chargers.
Chargers.
You going with the Chargers?
Yep.
I'm going with the Chargers. Titans at Seahawks.
I'm going to go with the Titans.
You going with the Titans?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks. Kansas City at Baltimore.
Kansas City, man.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs. The Baltimore Ravens haven't beat them in 3 tries. Yeah. And Monday Night Football, Detroit at Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Green Bay, and that is our picks. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Like I said, make sure you visit LCTV After the Whistle to catch all the highlights and all updates and all that great stuff. Make sure you go to lyntv.org to catch all election updates and all that stuff. If you want to watch the election show from last night, if you want to rewatch it, you could go ahead and rewatch that. We got all that stuff up there. And that's it. We up out of here. I'm going to Tennessee tomorrow, so have a great weekend.